You're welcome back. Well, the Director General of the World Trade Organization, former Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, recently expressed concern over the drastic drop in foreign investments in Nigeria. She believes that for Nigeria to attract the much-needed direct foreign investment, the government must address the worsening security challenges as well as infrastructure costs. Well, speaking to the business environment in Nigeria, we have with us Dr. Paul Ikele, Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of the Institute of Business Development. Good to speak to you, sir. Good morning, Dr. Ikele.
You're welcome.
So I guess it's really nothing so new. The issue of infrastructure costs, like Dr. Okonjo-Iweala noted, and the challenge of security and how much it is affecting doing business in Nigeria.
Yeah, you see, the DG had a top point on that issue because direct foreign investment, it's a fundamental area that Nigeria needs. Knowing that Nigeria is a mono-dependent country that basically exports. For us to have a direct foreign investment, security is key. Because you see, with what global issues now, coupled with the COVID-19, any person that wants to come into a country to invest, you will be granted and ensure that you'll be secured. And not only the security of the persons, the security of the fund. Because the essence of investment is to plug the investment into a system that will generate an income-yielding fund that will use to service the investment. And at the end of the day, you look at the period, at the short term and the long term, what are the potent, what are you deriving from the investment? If you are not sure of your security, of course, you wouldn't invest. And unlike our own dispensation, most foreign investors are being powered by top individuals, millionaires and government, and they want to be secure, to be assured that whatever investment they're employing in will be returned back. In my days while you were in Bank of Industry, you said that time the interest rate was so small, and Swiss Bank invested so much in Nigeria, and they even provided for moratorium periods. But at the end of the day, because of insecurity and issues, the interest rate compounded, okay? And the period of payment was not met. At the end of the day, a lot of investment was lost. And for Nigeria to, you see, you need to learn from your experiences. Security is a challenge, and it is an issue that the government should really do something on. And Nigeria has an advantage because of our population, because of our resources. We have enormous resources, both human resources, mineral resources, and so many other things. So it's only security, and the essence of this security, will I say, it's individualistic. Most of them are politically motivated, or people who felt that they're not getting what they're supposed to get, so they get involved in all sorts of security anomaly. So I think what she said is right. And again, the government should equally do a strategic plan on how to review the security issues. It's not as if the security matters is global. If you check US, UK, they have security issues. It's not that our own is becoming paramount, it's becoming, notable.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yes.
I mean, because the government, we see a lot of efforts.
Yes.
We hear a lot of things that the government say they are doing to deal with the issue of insecurity.
Yes.
So do we put it to perception? Does it have to do with perception of the level of insecurity in the country?
If you call it perception, I may not accept it, because you see, perception, you must be basis why you perceiving, on what basis. The security challenges in Nigeria, you see, it has a historical undertaking. Just like when they started from the Niger Deltans, they felt that they provide a lot of resources and they're not getting anything for it. You understand? They formed kinds of groups, the Greeks and things like that. From Niger Delta, political issue came up from Boko Haram, and they went some individuals, because you didn't win the election, you want to form a group. All of a sudden, you see, like the issue of kidnapping. I mean, it was not known in Nigeria, okay? But because individuals now, once you start doing bad, a lot of things will come up. You get the point. So out of some of these pullouts, people begin to form segments to get involved in security matters, and they felt that a lot of individuals who had nothing and moved into politics, all of a sudden they are millionaires, and like what papers write, like people in the National Assembly or people in government move money around. So individuals say because they can't get, they want to go into crime to achieve it, which is wrong. So I felt that the government.
So you think if the government wants to solve this problem, they need to deal with the source, or that's birth these groups.
The government should. We have three tiers of government. We have the local government, we have the state, we have the federal. You see, there should be responsibilities from the local government. They should take responsibility to harness the individual, provide many businesses like SMEs, and from there, states should take responsibilities too to look at how do we assist most stakeholders, industries.
But we have all these agencies. We have SMIDAN, we have most of these government agencies. We have the Bank of Industry.
Very well.
We have the Bank of Agriculture. And I think what they are supposed to do is to make it easy for people to delve into these areas of business.
Yes, they are trying. For example, Bank of Industry has done so much with their small-scale investment. In fact, they even introduced business loan service providers to do business planning before clients can access funds. SMIDAN is equally working. But you see, the control factor is the power, the government. Do you understand? Now, if you secure facilities from either of these agencies, and for example, if you go into farming, I heard you talking about commodities, and you spend so much money on the farm, all of a sudden you can't access the farm to get those commodities out. You've lost money. And some of these funds are borrowed funds. There's nothing wrong in borrowing. Personally, for me, you can borrow, but what are you putting that fund into? You can borrow to start a business, but you have to do a business planning and ensure that the business will be able to yield a profit that will pay those the capital, the money borrowed, and then pay the interest, and then be able to take care of the person who borrowed it. So over time, you'll be able to take the money again. Okay, so the essence is that the government should do more, and they cannot do it alone. They need to work with all the stakeholders, the forces, people in the forces, and then come out with, let's say, a strategy of attacking this.
What about the ease of doing business policy that the government has been working on for some years now?
Right. You see, the government, to that extent, have tried. For example, in 2018, there was the National Assembly passed a law to make ease of doing business, to remove some of the areas with Corporate Affairs Commission, so that people can get their business registered on time. People can go into businesses and ensure they succeed. I think the president has signed to that bill in 2020, and CAT has come out with the policy issues. They have leveraged capitals of small businesses. They've allowed one person to control businesses. That is fine. You see, when you make laws, those laws are paper written. But let's look at the practical. You see, businesses is more or less a practical aspect, because you have to be, they say you have to be in the water, you swim through the water, so that when there are free laws, and you are still not sure that when you enter that water, you're able to catch fish. So you need to put certain food that the sea will require, so that when you be able to put your net, you catch some fish. You have to draw the fish to a place that you can catch it. With all the laws, it's fine. But how do you ensure that those businesses can start and grow? Those are the areas we'll probably be talking on the environment of business. And like the Institute of Business, we've actually looked at some of these issues. And we're putting up a conference that's going to look at the national economy and with digital economy, look at the challenges of MSME, and how do we look at some of the nitty-gritties and come up with a result that will assist our economic development.
Yeah, because I was going to say, as a business development institute,
yes,
people still have to survive, and people are still surviving. companies are still declaring profit. So that means there must be a way to, maneuver even around some of these challenges.
Yeah, you see, one thing about business is, you cannot do business in a vacuum. You see, as we're having challenges, some people are making money in those challenges. For example, security issues, if you want to move from one place to another, you need to pay higher because they have to pay some individual person to support you to get there. Those people who are doing those side support are making money. But we look at the generality of it, what input, like we have legal businesses and illegal businesses. And government can only make, because the government looks at how much money that is coming into their coffers through tax. And when businesses survive and make profits, the tax payment to the government will be assured and it will grow. But if they are illegal businesses, of course,
they can't even be captured in the first place, so you can't make them pay tax. And there's also the conversation of multiple taxation. Now, of course, paying tax is a necessity.
Very well.
Yeah, so how do you balance that? Payment of tax and tax not being a burden on businesses or a discouraging factor, for businesses.
Yeah, multiple taxation. Well, it is against the normal way of doing things. You see, because once somebody has paid a tax in the first place, you don't need to tax him again. But because you look at consumption tax, you look at the environment. Okay, for you to get a humid, better environment, so there will be, we call it a pleasurable environment, then you have to pay for it. So that enables multiple taxation to come in effect. Just like when the government, come up with increase of VAT, people are kicking against it, and government is saying, come, the VAT is not directly, it is based on goods and services. If you buy it, you pay VAT. If you don't buy it, you have no business in paying for it. So that, you now depend the importance of the goods and services you intend to acquire. So you now have to replan. Do I need this particular product or not? If you need it, of course, you'll be prepared to pay for it. And then what is the condition of those goods and services? And those are the issues that should be, planned before coming into the multiple taxation.
All right, Dr. Paul Ikele, Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of Institute of Business Development. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning on the business environment in Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your day.